All right, so we have this all put back in place. The only thing that's a little questionable is the fuel tank straps. They are a little on the thin side, but we've got new rubber underneath the tank mounts. I put a little piece underneath this front strap. It's just lay flat manure hose, and we're getting some fuel pumped into it. We're using the fuel trailer. The only other option I had was to use the transfer tank on or a fuel transfer tank. However, that's in the Army truck. So it was easiest to just use the fuel trailer. However, that truck was hooked to the seed tender. So we'll get this tank full, and then we won't have to fill it again for probably the rest of the season. We'll probably have enough fuel to do all of our fertilizer needs, maybe. Providing that tank doesn't leak, we're filling it full anyhow. But it was a rather successful weld job on it, and that tank will last a long time, especially now since it's got some new paint on it. I didn't expect to do that thorough of a paint job. I was just going to paint underneath the straps and leave the rest of it, but I said, you know what, it's only going to take a second to do it right. And we came over here early this morning and did it before I fed cows. Primed it last night, let the primer set, and then we shot it with some black here this morning. We are done on fuel. All right, now we just got to push some fuel into the system and get it running. All right, so grab our air hose or our vent. Pull this guy up here. We'll just load it with some air. Alright, that'll push fuel into the fuel line. Now, hopefully there's no air in there and it won't have any hiccups. So, let's see how she rolls here. Alright, so we are loading with fertilizer, filling with fuel, and we are putting seed in the tender, and then we're going to put some seed right in that planter as well. I've got one bin already in there. right, so we are ready to fill up with seed. So this will be the first time that these hoppers on this planter have been filled. We'll go ahead and pop our lids off. Nice look down in there. All right, so we're going to put about 25 units in each side here. All right, so we will see how this works. Fertilizer is almost loaded. The talc going on at the same time here. Load that down to 1,300. I figured I better bail before we get to the end there. Let the rest of that unload. Talc going in at the same time. All right, so we have about 50 bushel of seed on the planter, 25 bushel on each side, about 150 gallons of water in each side tank, and there's 120 and about 150 in the other one, and we've got about 300 and I don't know, 50 gallons of fertilizer in the tank. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the field. The salesman's coming out. He's gonna help us field start this. And we'll see how it goes. So the first thing we'll do is we'll roll across the scale, see how heavy we are. We should be able to do that math relatively easy. But we'll wing fold. But we'll run across the scale anyway. We're heavier than I really want to be going down the road, but I'm not as heavy as I could be. I could be, I guess, 25 bushel heavier on seed. Wing wheels, we'll pull them up. 3-point hitches all the way up. Now we'll go ahead and back up. Run this across the scale. I guess I don't know as of yet how much seed those hoppers hold. I thought they were 50 a piece. I think I'm right there, but at any rate, yeah. So we'll see how heavy this is. This was like 56,000 if I remember right, with nothing in it. The tractor right now is 45,000. So we are 66,000 right now. What were we yesterday? 56? God, I forget now. I'll have to wait and listen to the video. But at any rate, we're gonna go ahead and get to the field. We got milk truck. You know, he was gonna come in this driveway. Seen me coming, I waited, and he went on by. He's gonna go in the other driveway. So, we'll get to the field and get this fired up. I had somebody ask the other day about a Kubota skid steer. We have one. And it's this one right here. Guy's pushing in feed with it right now. And we got that new right at the end of last year. I think it was the week before Christmas and New Year's. We ended up picking that machine up. We traded the other Kubota skid steer, and the first Kubota that we had ended up getting traded in on a John Deere. Alright, so everything is working perfectly with the planter. Salesman left here a little while ago. We had a couple of small hiccups. One of them being that the hose clamp off of the blower, the vacuum unit that pushes seed from the hoppers, or from the seed bin to the hoppers, they had a hose clamp come off, and then a 90-degree hose barb that comes up into the vacuum gauge on the front of the planter. That wasn't threaded in correctly. That is all the hiccups we had. So we're moving right along here. This particular field, there's some bony, like softball-sized stones underneath. It's all gravel here. So as far as, you know, getting right after it and doing the old high-speed thing, we're just kind of motoring along. This particular part of the field here is a little smoother, so I suppose we could jump up our speed a little bit. Everything is working just flawlessly, and as it should, really. But sometimes with the amount of sensors that these planters have on them, it is hard to get them to field fire right out of the gate. So we can bump up our speed here. We're moving at 6.7 miles an hour right now, and I gotta get my planter page up here so that I can read all of my settings, and it is it's not showing anything different on the monitor than not showing anything different on the monitor than what it did when I was moving at 4 or 5 miles an hour. Right now we're at 7.6. It feels awkward, really awkward. I don't like moving this fast, but if we can get a few more acres in per hour, it'll make all the difference. But what I do not want to be doing is fixing. So that is the sweet spot right there at 7.6, 7.5. We are full of fertilizer on the front tank. I just filled up. My brother brought me fertilizer down. Somebody was asking the other day, you got enough power in front of that planter? Well, I don't know. The guys that are planting on flat land with 8R 410s, they have trouble keeping a 410 footed on a turn the headland there and a higher speed, and I didn't get to put it down in time. So let's see how fast this will actually go. It ain't running out of power, folks. We're at 8 point. Yeah, you know what? It don't like going over 8 miles an hour. It runs out of power. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it buckle a little bit there. So 8.69, 9 miles an hour right there. 9.3. We'll get up to this end here. 9.6. Planting there, it ain't fluctuating at all. I wish I could show you the computer screen outside of holding the camera up and running the drone. You would hear beeps if so we're gonna shift her down, lift her up on the headland, get it headed back in the other direction. Gotta get it wide open so that I can explore the gear range here. Alright, we're bumping up the gears. 10th gear, 11th gear, 12th gear. 12th gear, 9 miles an hour. 13th gear, 9.5. 9.9. Dropping RPMs. 14th gear. 14th gear at 10.7 miles an hour, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And it's dropping in RPMs. I'm down to 1750 RPMs. That's all it wants. So we're at 13th gear, wide open, 2160 RPMs. And that is enough on the, what I'm going to consider misused side of the coin here. We'll have to get the camera out on the display and show you guys the acreage per hour that you could do at these high rates of speed. So that'll be in the next video here, is the actual inside cab view of the camera here. I like running a nice mellow 4.5, 5 miles an hour. Just kind of motor along. Just do very, very nicely. But this might spoil me a bit. Boy, I get out on the road after leaving a field that I've planted at 4.5 miles an hour, and you get going 15 miles an hour and it feels like the tractor is out of control. We'll pull our throttle back a little bit and we'll just kind of run it along here. We've only got a little bit left to do in this field, then we're going to move on to the next one. Being impressed with how fast this planter will plant is an understatement. That is impressive. With the hydraulic downforce and the brush belt assembly that delivers the seed to the trench, it does not differentiate, or it does not show a difference in speed because the seed is dropped right when it comes off the end of the belt. It's within an inch of the dirt, bang, it's hitting the dirt. It doesn't have to travel down a 18-inch long plastic tube and get flickered and everything else. So I am out of drone battery, so we're going to fly you guys back to the other end of the field, and we are going to, of course, land this guy. This is my old Mavic Pro. I don't know how to ignore the battery noise. I could do it on the Air too, but I dropped that the other day walking out of the shop to video some of the barn expansion. It wants to return to home, which was where it took off from. You can see we're just moving along. This is 7.3 miles an hour. 50% faster than what I'm used to going. It feels crazy. So with that being said, folks, that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.